Small Business Spotlight. We're highlighting the Steel Yard out of Paragould, Arkansas. Joining us back with us, we got Mr. Butch Cooper. He's the owner of the Steel Yard. Welcome back, Butch.
Thank you very much.
First of all, I want to say something here because we got this Small Business Spotlight set up, and you didn't even know about my program, correct?
That's correct.
All right, so then you first contacted Conduit for Action, right?
That's correct.
Right, so you had this workers' comp issue. You didn't know who to turn to, so you contacted Conduit.
Absolutely.
All right, so that should tell you something about Conduit right there, folks. I mean, you just talk about a conduit of small business that are fed up with, where else do we turn? Who's going to listen to this story?
Absolutely.
I mean, you just heard he's 30-plus employees, had plans to expand, had to lay off 5. If he gets another claim, he might actually not be able to keep the doors open.
That's correct.
I mean, so here's where the system is failing. And by the way, he's dotted all the I's, crossed all the T's. He gets these A+ ratings from OSHA, I'm sure, or the insurance
whoever
company.
comes in, insurance companies, yeah.
So anyway, how did you eventually hear about the program? I'm just curious.
Well, what's so funny is Ed called me from Conduit over.
Joe, yeah.
I mean, Joe,
yeah,
sorry,
yeah.
that's Ed. I mean, sorry about that.
Yeah.
But Joe, yeah. He called me and told me he's the only one that really kind of responded back to some questions I had about workers' comp. And so next thing I know, he says, hey, you know what? He says, I'm going to put you on a radio show in Jonesboro. And I said, okay, that's cool. And he told me about Paul's program. I said, okay, well, Paul calls me immediately. And I thought, man, I never heard this guy. I ain't never heard of him. So anyway, I'm down there talking about it. And one of my guys that does my purchasing, his name's Jeffers, he says, oh, dude, that's the best guy ever. He goes, man, he's awesome. I listen to him all the time. I said, you're kidding me. So anyway, I go down there. Now, he's telling me all about some of these programs and some of the things you went over. Well, one of the guys in the salesman down in the other office, he hears us talking. He's like, dude, yeah, I know him, man. He's awesome. You know, I'm like, what the? I said, well, how did I not know this guy? But I think everybody at the Steel Yard knows him except me. This program is very popular at the Steel Yard.
All the Steel Yard. I want to give a great shout out to the folks at the Steel Yard. Me and Butch were debating earlier as to whether or not they were talk radio slackers because the guy, the owner of the business was working so hard he didn't have time to listen to talk radio.
That's correct.
I'll let you guys sort that out.
There you go.
Yeah, we appreciate all the listeners there, and certainly appreciate this whole thing coming together because we just want to make people aware of all of this. Right. Matter of fact, got a text message from let me read you this text here because you said your mod number was what?
2.66.
Okay. We got Derek in Pope County writes, I'm a safety manager for a company in Russellville, Arkansas. We provide manufacturing, millwright, and electrical service. Our mod factor is 1.24, and we have 80 employees. We had 5 recordables last year. I have never heard of a mod factor that high. That's Derek in Pope County. Mm-hmm. So far you're right. I mean, it's a ridiculously high mod number.
Yeah, and like I said, I've contacted NCCI and I had them refigure it twice, and they said it's right on.
Did they just say that you're the most unlucky guy in the world?
Absolutely,
having so many claims.
Absolutely, and that's one reason I'm glad to be on this show. I tell you, this is a voice for small business right here, guys. I'm telling you, and we need a big response out of you folks that's struggling with this workers' comp area. Now, there's other areas small business struggling, I know, but this is one of the biggest ones. You talk about workers' comp and small business. I mean, management will just cringe. They hate to hear that word at the workplace. And we had questions like when we put safety in our place, we've had it for years, and a guy goes out and he disobeys a safety rule and he gets hurt. Guess who's 100% liable for that? The company is. And so if the company does something wrong and it's bad what they do, they're 100% reliable. They're 100% liable for it. But if a guy goes out and disobeys a safety rule and gets hurt, guess what? The company's 100% liable for it. Yeah. And it's not. This system will not work. Mm-hmm. And I'm telling you right now, there's got to be a lot of folks over the state of Arkansas that's battling this issue. And folks, I'm telling you, we have got to come together and we got to have a voice. And let these people in leadership know that something's got to be done.
Yeah, something definitely has to be done about this.
Correct.
So tell me, you've reached out to the state government agency that regulates workers' comp, have you not?
Yeah, I have.
What is their role in all of this?
Okay.
Right now it seems we got private rating agencies and private insurance companies, and then the government. Go ahead.
Right. Well, the workers' comp of commissions out of the state of Arkansas, what they're in charge of is the law. They are in charge to make sure companies around Arkansas have workers' comp, insurance. It's the law. You have to have it. Number two is they got to make sure that if there's an injury on the facility there, that employee is getting taken care of.
Okay.
Now, I have contacted them several times. Probably out of anybody, they've been the most helpful for me. But still yet, a lot of the folks, and I'm talking about my state rep and some of the centers I've called, I've not got a good response out of them. And I think it's just really gray on how this stuff works.
Yeah, and what can be done exactly.
Right,
yeah.
right. The change of law is going to be tough, they said. Yeah.
Yeah, of course it is. I mean, but the system that we have here is literally a system where the government law has, is holding small business owners captive in many ways because you have to have it in order to be in compliance with the law, and yet you have private insurance companies. Let me ask you this: what kind of information does the private insurance companies have, or the rating agencies have? Do they see how much money's coming through your business in a year's time?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, everything is based off payroll. They know what your payroll is, so they've got a good idea, and they base everything off payroll. And I want to tell you one thing that happened. It's funny you said that, and I want folks to hear this too as well. When they seen our payroll, we do have a pretty good payroll, and the reason being is we pay better than about average folks because we have our job requires skilled folks. We've got to have folks that's going to be there. They got to be careful. They got to pay attention to what they're doing because it could be somebody's life. So you got to remember that. So anyway, when they come in, one of the solutions that we were told was this. You're going to have to cut back on your payroll. Your payroll's too high. You're going to have to cut back bonuses because our payroll got so high. So now, you start seeing them, hey, look, what?
They want you to pay your employees less?
That's what
and this is supposed to be something for the employees. Workers' comp is supposed to be helping in case you get hurt.
Right. And
that doesn't make sense.
So what has happened here is, you get people come in, they say, well, you got to turn every claim in. But really, if you turn every claim in, we understand knock your mod number up. So somehow we don't turn every claim in, but we just got to play that by ear. So it's really jacked up. It's really messed up. And so when I talk with different insurance companies that we're trying to bring on now, which I probably lost every one of them, I'm sure, and that's okay. That's okay.
Hopefully you'll be more insurable.
Yeah, well, I hope so. But anyway, see, we got put in a pool, and what that does is it's a high risk, and so now when we got a issue with an employee, we try to contact them. We email them, we call them, or whatever. And you know what? It's hard to get them to respond back. So we can't even get answers to questions that need to be
from
answered
the companies.
From the companies, and I'm talking about the high risk pool.
Let me ask you this: have you gotten when you ask these folks, hey, why is my mod number so high? Have you gotten a straight answer on that?
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, basically, it's a number of claims. It's a number of indemnity checks that you send in. And indemnity, what happened in an indemnity check is this: the more you get of those, the more your mod number goes up. And that is when somebody gets hurt, just like the guy I was telling you about a while ago. Well, instead of fighting it, let's just write him a check and get out of it. Well, that's an indemnity check. That's what they send to them.
And that's going to count against you.
But it counts against me. See, what these insurance companies that don't fight for you they don't understand. It kills us.
And do they have to fight for you because you have to have the product?
We have asked them. We got emails. saying, we want to fight this. And the insurance company said, we're not fighting it. And they tell you that.
Yeah. Do they tell you that when you first sign on? Hey, I bet they don't. I bet they're like, oh, we're going to be your best friend.
We're going to get out there. Yeah. We're going to make them get back to work. We're going to make them do this. We're going to follow up. And half time you can't get them return calls.
So the agency, which one of the agencies can see your payroll? Both of them? Insurance and
Absolutely.
Okay. So do you think there's any greed going on here where they say, oh, man, this guy's got a big payroll. Oh, he can afford it. Look at the amount of payroll he's paying. He can afford $300,000 a year in premiums. I mean, you think that? I mean, to me, that'd be a temptation. If you understand human nature at all, surely that's happened before.
Well, I mean, to be honest with you, anybody out there in business, what do y'all think? I mean, I think it's, it's pretty cut and dry. And I'll be honest with you, when we get these guys in here and they see what we make and they see all these things, I'm telling you, heaven forbid you do have a claim. Heaven forbid your mod number does go up, because I tell you what they will do. They will push you, I think, to the limit to see what you can afford and what you can't afford. And I'm telling you, they have got us to the max where we're at. I can tell you that. Yeah. So they can back off.
Yeah, it's just an unbelievable situation. Captive market insurance companies, let's see, cannot lose money. Rate and premium goes up more than the loss each year. The rate and premium goes up more than they're losing each year. You think? I bet that's accurate with them. That's kind of a scam.
Yeah.
If that's
well,
the case.
well, let me get this out there if we got time for this. Okay. If you add all of our claims up in the past 3 years, all these claims that we had, last year's premiums covered all of it. Last year's premiums covered all those claims dollar-wise. So now the mod number stays with me, or those claims stay for 3 years, so my mod number is going to stay high for the next 2. So we're going to continue on going for the next 2 years struggling. We're just going to struggle. Now, we went 15 years and didn't have a claim.
Yeah.
So where's the number one thing they're telling me is, okay, man, it's just a streak of bad luck. What you're going through, it's just unusual. It's just unusual. And I don't hear that around where I'm at. And we're reaching out to the state of Arkansas. What are we seeing?
Okay, so I guess business owners, we got a guy in Russellville. We got, everybody out there, if this affects you, do you want them to contact you, Butch? Because
absolutely.
I mean, you want to try to make these connections to try to really dive into this issue, correct?
Absolutely.
So who should that you want them to call? You give your number out if you
absolutely. We've got a toll-free number. It's a 1-800-662-9841. Our local number here is 870-236-8534. And you can call the office. Now, we know this might be an overwhelming thing. Bear with us, leave a message, and we will get back with you. I just want to reach out. Am I the only one having bad luck? Is it just a freak accident? What's going on with a 2.66 mod? I just want to know, is that legit? They're telling me, hang in there. That's what they tell me.
Hang in.
And we're saying, we don't get to print money. One more claim and we're out. We just want y'all to understand, you're going to have to take over not just the 6 jobs that lost, you're fixing to take over 35 more or 32 more. I'm telling you, this is a real deal battle that small business around the state battle. I hear too much of it. We just want to make contact with you guys. Just let us know.
Well, I tell you what would be helpful. I mean, this is what I'd like to do. So if you get in contact with Butch and you want your story on about this, I think it'd just be interesting because you've got stories. I mean, you just told us stories about the claim that's clearly fraudulent, and then you tell us about the story of where the system does work, and then they want you to fire the guy because they're afraid he's going to file another claim, but he's been with you for 15 years. So it's a system where it's like encouraging, it's just encouraging meanness, quite frankly, and greed. And I'm sure there's everybody out there listening, this concerns. You guys have stories of this as well. And so give the numbers again, Butch. Butch Cooper.
Okay.
And you could Google Butch Cooper, the Steel Yard, and it's your website's going to come up, and you can contact them via email that way as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And my email address, if you do want to email me, is butch@steel-yard.com. And my phone number again is 1-800-662-9841 or 9841. And my regular number is 870-236-8534.
Yeah.
So guys, look, if you got anything, we'd love to hear from you. We really would.
And you feel free to also contact Conduit for Action as well, just the way you did. It starts out, we can,
Absolutely.
conduitforaction.org. It's very easy. Just go to the contact button and fire off an email that way. So there's a ton of ways that we can start, getting together here on this particular issue. Hey, Butch, I got another text message here. Let's see. Butch Cooper, LOL, great guy, with 2 exclamation points. And it says, tell him Buster Brown, UPS man, says hi. Haven't seen him in probably 10 or more years. Great to hear his voice. Does he still drive that red Ford pickup? LOL. The answer is yes.
I still got one, yeah. I still got it. I still got it. Yeah, I still got it. I don't drive it all the time.
Okay, he says, I can tell he hasn't changed at all. What a stand-up guy. Needs to be more people like him. Just pass on the text to him. Thanks. And let me just say,
thank you.
For meeting you, you are a stand-up guy, and you're also a small business owner that's willing to go to the mat for his employees.
Absolutely.
Because this is a big issue. The fact that you didn't lay that guy off, I mean, that shows integrity and character, and the fact that we
did lay him off.
Oh, you did?
Well, that's what I was fixing to say. The first time I didn't.
Yeah.
But the second go around when I got put in the pool, I got no choice.
Okay. So to save 33 jobs, essentially, because if you get one more claim,
it's a no-brainer.
Yeah. Of course. Yeah. I mean, and so, but I guess my point is these are the decisions that it's typical actually that small business owners are making every single day.
Is it tough? Yeah, those are tough decisions. Let a man go that you worked side by side for 15 years and get put in a spot like this, and it really, the system failed him. The system failed him.
Yeah.
And I think about the responsibility for 32 folks and their families, and here we are, we're hanging on. Yeah. We're hanging on. Yeah. But you know what we're going to do? We're going to keep fighting, and we're going to keep doing what we can do, and hopefully we can get some help out of this.
Yeah.
Get some backup.
Yeah. It's Butch Cooper. His business is the Steel Yard, and the website is steel-yard.com as well. So steel-yard.com. You can go there, contact him, get the email very easily there. Yes. Butch, it's been a pleasure, sir. I look forward to having you on again sometime.
All right, thank you, Paul.
All righty, folks, we got to take a break. We'll be back in just a moment.
The Paul Harrell Program, brought to you by Conduit Media Group.
This is ASA News, The Parrot. With breaking news from the Capitol in Little Rock, I'm Bob Maloney. There are reports circling around from politicians who are in the know, and the same